Hello, it's Ms. Prather again, and today in our video we're going to review a problem on polygon expansion. So as you've probably seen in my other videos, what I like to do is as I read, I like to highlight, underline, circle key vocabulary or key parts of the problem that I think I may need later on to help me solve it. So I'm going to have my handy dandy highlighter here. I recommend that you use highlighters as well. It jumps off the page, it helps you see it. So here we go. Jane has a dog cage that is 3 feet greater than its width. I'm going to actually underline, or you can underline or you can highlight. I'm going to highlight here, and I'm going to underline the greater than, because that's important. I know greater than means plus, and as you can see here, I'm starting to change these words into numbers and symbols. So greater than means plus, and I'm going to circle the 3, that's a number, and pull that out, plus its width, and it tells me my width is W. So already I can start to see that I've changed this from words to an algebraic expression. Realizing that the dog will grow as it gets older, Jane decides to expand both dimensions by twice as much. Okay, this is really big right here. I see twice. Now in math we know that twice is 2, but it's not just adding 2, it means to multiply 2. Another way to say twice is to double. So when we talk about dimensions here, we're talking about the length and the width, which I'm going to circle, going to bring it down, and I'm going to make a note for myself. Length and width. Okay, and then we have the question, what is the new area of Jane's dog cage? Okay, so one way to help us solve this problem is to create a little chart for ourselves. And I'm going to have the length and the width off to the side, because I realized that originally Jane had a length and the width of the dog cage, and she wants to change the length and the width because the dog is getting older, it's growing, and needs a bigger cage. So as you can see here, I'm creating my table, doing it freehand. So what I'm going to put is old dimension, and I'm going to abbreviate the DIM for dimension, and the length, the old dimension. And see, here we go back to the problem, and it'll let us know. And even though it didn't say the length, this was the length, we can tell that this is the length because it's 3 plus the width, so we can assume that the width is the W. We don't know the width, and then the length is 3 plus W. So I'm using my context clues to help me figure that out. And I know that she's changing the dimensions. Okay, so this is the increase or the expansion. So I'm going to put increase or decrease. It depends on the problem. But increase, this is expand. And remember, we have this twice, not plus 2, but times 2. So times 2 here, times 2 here. Now I need the new dimension. Okay, so I have 3 plus W times 2. I'm going to bring that down outside of my box because I need to simplify this. 3 plus W times 2. Now I want to make sure the 3 plus the W stays together. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put that in parentheses. And I know that parentheses can also mean to multiply. So now I can really rewrite this, and I can put my 2 on the other side. And I can have 2 times 3 plus W. 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 2 times W is 2W. So here we go, I have 6 plus 2W. You can also rewrite that 2W plus 6. It's your personal preference. And now I have W times 2. I'm going to pull that out as well. Off to this side, W times 2. And we know W times 2, you have to put the coefficient in the front, it's 2W. Now to find the new area, okay, we know that this shape, her dog cage, is rectangular. We have length times width. So the area formula of a rectangle is length times width. So the length is 6 plus 2w times the width, which is 2w. All I have to do here is do the distributive property. Now, it's not written in a way that is normally written in most of our math classes where we would have the 2w in the front. So I'm going to go ahead and change that so that way it looks a little bit more familiar. It does not matter the order in this case because we have parentheses. So here we go. Now I've put the monomial in front of the binomial. So we have 2 times 6, which is 12, and that 1w, plus 2 times 2, which is 4, and that w times w squared. So the area is equal to 12w plus 4w squared. Now we also know in our math classes, we like to write our answer with the leading coefficient first. So now I'm going to rewrite the problem to put the coefficient with the leading exponent first. Apologize about that. So we have 4w squared plus 12w. And there you have it. The new area of James' dog cage is 4w squared plus 12w.